When I was in college, I met a friend named Sarah. She's a super nice girl, we had so much in common. And as you would expect, we two hit it off as soon as we met. I will tell you more about her in another video. However, she's the main reason I had to go on a blind date. You see, my last relationship with a guy named Jake did not go very well. I loved him a lot. But I had to find out the hard way that he did not love me. We parted ways when I visited Jake at his home one day, only to catch him making out with another girl. Tons of arguments, buckets of tears, and days of being miserable later, I left for college. Now we are in our second year. And I had not dated any boy after Jake's incident so far. It is not that I'm not pretty, or that boys in our college were not interested in me. It is just that I am now nervous around boys, and scared that I will get hurt again. So, no matter how many requests I got from boys, I turned them all down without a second thought. I guess my rejections have hurt their egos because now all the boys in our class steer clear away from asking me out on dates. So, now you must be wondering where Sarah fits in my story. Well, let me tell you. My lack of dating life is really driving Sarah nuts. She strongly believes that we need to get as much experience as we can in our life while we still can. She used to scold me every other day to get out there and start living life. At one point, she was even threatening me that she would move out of the apartment that we shared. The reason? I was turning down all her attempts to set me up with some of her boyfriends. I mean boys, who were friends. And I had no other option than to give in and let her do her thing at that point. So, I said yes. But on one condition. If this goes down south, she's never to try and set me up again. After this bargaining and several deals later, she was on her phone talking to some of her other friends. She was setting me up already. A few days later, Sarah burst into my room, throwing open the door. She was super excited about something that the door literally banged on the wall, making a dent. "Sarah!" I shouted. "Calm down. What's wrong?" I asked. "Ha ha. Wouldn't you like to know?" She replied. And then went on to tell me how she found the perfect boy for me to go on a blind date. She also promised me that I would love this someone called Caleb, who I was supposed to meet at Starbucks on the weekend. As reluctantly as it was, I agreed to go and meet this Caleb guy. After all, I did promise her I would do it, and what have I got to lose after all, right? Sarah helped me get ready for the date, and even came with me to the Starbucks to introduce us. I say, I have to give some points to Sarah because, oh boy, was he handsome with blue eyes and blonde hair. This Caleb guy will top all the other boys I have met in my life in a heartbeat. And when Sarah introduced us, he straight away pulled me into a quick hug, giving butterflies in my stomach. After Sarah left, we went to a booth in a secluded corner with our drinks, and got talking. And boy, did he love talking. He told me all about him and his family, and how much he loved playing piano in his free time. I told him about how I ended up not trusting any boy. It's his loss. He doesn't know what he let go, said Caleb after intently listening to my sob story. And without knowing, we have spent hours at Starbucks, and we have already made a pile of coffee cups at the side of our table. And that is when he asked me to go on a real date with him. I was at a loss of words for a few heartbeats. My mind was screaming, because this handsome guy had just asked me out on an official date. Should I say yes? Or is it too early to go out with a guy I just met? And I did the best thing that I could think of. I said yes. And that's how I ended up dating Caleb for 4 years. He proposed to me last week, and I was over the moon, yelling yes, yes, yes. After starting to date Caleb, I found out how loyal and sweet he was. After 1 year of dating, we made our relationship exclusive by proclaiming our love for each other. Until this day, I am grateful to my dear friend Sarah for meeting me with Caleb. That is how my first and last blind date experience went. So, have you ever gone on a blind date before? Tell me about your experience. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.